You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. My feet have come too far for you to tie 'em to the ground. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Set my sights on where I'm going at. Things turning back around. You can't stop me.
Good evening and welcome to the Psychic Coffee Shop. I'm Aeson Knight, of course, with me is Techy Joe. Unfortunately, it looks like our guest hasn't made it. If she does show up, we will go into interview mode. But we got a lot of things to talk about in general. First of all, we have a new barista. Hello, Shannon. Welcome to the Barista Club. You will be a welcome email. It's on my list. You have all your fun stuff going on. And thank you for supporting us.
Okay. Absolutely.
Yes, that's the happy note. Here's the sad note. You get to take the sad note.
All right. So, unfortunately, Susan Shepard, famed Parkersburg psychic who did a lot for the psychic community as well as being a wonderful author, has passed. We found that out, I believe that was yesterday, was it not? Yeah. So our condolences to her family. We know this is a major loss for the psychic community, the state of West Virginia, for the Parkersburg area. Some of you in the Parkersburg, or at least Parkersburg television viewing area, will have known her for her psychic segments on the local news network.
Mm-hmm. And of course, swear I can't talk tonight. Haunted Parkersburg has been its mainstay for Parkersburg, and that was her invention. She founded the Astrology Association for West Virginia, the Writers League for West Virginia. So she's definitely left a hole in the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we were very sad to hear of that news.
But yeah, she'll be sadly missed. All right, so we do have a verdict.
We do in the Derek Chauvin trial. We do have a verdict there. We have multiple verdicts there. 3 guilty verdicts, covering. 1 second, I thought I was there. I swear, some pages. Charges of 2nd-degree unintentional murder, 3rd-degree murder, and 2nd-degree manslaughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I do want to take a moment and say hello to Jessica, Shannon, Brenda, and Alyssa.
Yes. Well, hello, Alyssa. Nice to see you have a question.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's see here. You take the question. You read. Let's do it like that.
So Alyssa, 71094. Hi, Aeson. My friend Ashley recommended you. My question is, when will I get pregnant?
Take a look here.
Hello, Elo.
Oof. First or second time, because the first time I think will be in about 10 months, and then you take 2 years off and have another one, and the final one is a boy. But honey, I'm going to tell you, you better have your Nikes ready for him because he's going to be thin, tall, and ready to run.
Oh, dear.
So 10 months from now, first pregnancy, 2 years from now from there, the second one.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy. Yes, so what I found interesting was some of the, what I want to call menaging bullshit that occurred.
Okay.
With this trial. Now, I normally will not talk a lot about an open investigation or open case. I do find it interesting that, Marjorie lost her brain, tried to silence Maxine, and it's like, oh, no. You don't do this on my show.
Nope, sorry.
My viewers. Bibbity bobbity ban.
There we go. And away they go. It's like magic. Oh, thanks for playing.
Where, give me a second, guys.
Oh, yes.
Let's appreciate your
Oh,
bullshit. Get the monitoring off my show. There we go.
yay. But yeah, so there was a lot going on with that trial.
There was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Amy, we're totally there. The people posting trying to like get you to inbox them are completely annoying. Like,
Yes.
they try, they fail.
We have block buttons. We use them. We have,
Oh,
yeah, and we embarrass them for a reason. Because the more you embarrass these scammers, the more they will go away.
yes.
Yes, they do it to any reader that actually gets traction. You know, we have a great community, and we don't play it. We are here, you know, now.
Oh, Jessica's had it happen too. So
Amy
yeah.
did too. Amy contacted me. What do? I was like, bibbity bobbity banish.
Yeah, really. But yeah, and I mean, like, we're not opposed to other readers. Like, hi,
No.
like,
Come up.
Jessica, can we give you as a reference? I mean, come on, like, we talk, we enjoy your presence, we are so happy you're here.
Heck,
We're just like, it's his show, don't advertise. Like, I think it's a simple rule.
Yeah, you know, if you're going to advertise, then by golly, you got to get up here and get on the mic. That's my opinion.
I mean, here's my thing. I don't go to Best Buy with a breadboard sign, and I don't have like a Geek Squad, you know, fake out in my front yard. You know,
No.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, we're in the same business.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I know. But well, it's kind of like, you know, I've been really careful because, you know, I have an old rule: I don't shit in my own litter box.
well, true. Well, and I don't do that either. Like, I'm very, very big on like, I'm really hard pressed to talk negatively about someone else in my field.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've seen things that I've questioned in other like shops or things they've done, like, you know, it's gotten to me.
Right.
And I've been like, bite my tongue and go, well, that's one way of doing it. Not
no, what I'm talking about is, you
like,
know,
that's the worst. That's
Right.
the worst. I'm
talking about the road signs.
Mm-mm.
You know,
No, you don't.
Here locally, there have been some road signs popping up that's like tarot readings, $10, phone number.
Mm-hmm.
I finally got a shot on one. I'm actually going to call them. Hopefully, I can get them onto our new project, which I'm working out. And some of you guys may be getting a message from me. I'm working on a new project for a podcast. This will be it's the Monday coffee chats, where we actually sit down and talk reader to reader with an audience.
Ooh.
But is what I'm wanting to work on. You know, like Jessica, I'd love to get you on there. Amy, definitely. Brenda, anytime you want to come on to anything I do, please let me know.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, and you do have another question.
I do. Okay. I'm going to play with my new toys. I don't know if this is getting good or not.
Ooh.
All right. Go for it.
All right. Amy, 122686. Just a general card, some advice for me. Not sure on what, but something I need to hear.
Well, let's see what the Romney Tarot has to say to you.
Oh, this is the fun one. Thank you, Brenda, so much. He was so excited. You should have seen him. He was like a little kid on Christmas.
Yeah.
He's like, what is it? What is it? What is it? He was so excited.
Well, not only that, but it was fun because, you know, it came in one language that was like 3 languages. And I'm like, honey, find this.
Yeah, which, side note, translating from Russian. Some words do, but
not all of them. All right, so we have first of all, the five of spades. You're not paying attention to everything. Looking here, I feel like you need to get into your own power. Stop acting like the little meek you are. You ain't running around. You need to remind yourself that you're the lady of the house. And then looking here, you have one mission. You know what that mission is. Stay focused on that mission and fuck the rest. This is why I like this deck.
There you go.
All right.
And Amy asks an important question.
Uh-huh.
Did we see that Robin Wood Deckmaker passed away?
I did not. I have not been following it together.
Aw. She said the deck basically called to you.
Oh, I'm glad decks are calling to me instead of people. I've had people like, I've been waiting to meet you for, I've been waiting to talk to you for 10 years, and I'm like, I'm here.
Well, you know, sometimes.
I know. But I love this deck. I'm going to be doing something, a different video with that, that deck specifically. Already have plans for it now.
Mm-hmm. You do.
All right. So back to this case. So of course, you know, Marjorie lost her ass. I don't know how she became a senator. Tried to, you know, eject Madam Maxine Saunders. Not happening. Not happening at all. I mean, they need to eject her. These Republicans are going for anything they can do to switch the balance of power. I wish they would just get over it and get a hold of her. Of course, she did not incite violence over the trial or affect the trial. She just said that we needed to keep fighting for our rights.
Yeah, speaking of just on the Marjorie, or at least the Marjorie Green scenario,
Yes.
You know, speaking of Marjorie's, and
That's who we're talking about. I just don't.
I know, but can we talk about this whole Anglo-Saxon, uniquely Anglo-Saxon political traditions? I.e., they have rephrased the words white power. I'm just horrified. Yeah, that's what they're calling it now. Uniquely Anglo-Saxon political tradition. Talk about your doublespeak and like Orwellian moments. I'm sitting there reading that going, the what? And apparently some of the things they support are stopping war, and like there's this whole list, and I'm sitting here going, someone's not real familiar with their Anglo-Saxon political traditions. They kind of started a few.
Mm-hmm.
Or
a lot.
Yeah. I'm just, I was horrified.
Yeah.
But just so everyone knows, the lovely disgraced senator, you know, who we're not even going to name, who isn't smart enough to know that paying, you know, sex workers through Venmo is a bad idea, is in total support of her, you know, uniquely Anglo-Saxon political traditions caucus. In this, yeah.
No. Nicole, I don't know that issue, but please make sure that you're on the right site. There are a few places that you can book me at. I will post a link in the thing that will take you directly to my bookings. Just so that you're right there. But as far as I know, there hasn't been an issue booking me.
Yeah. Not sure I would give a billing address info problem.
Yeah, because what I use, this could be a keen issue, is what I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah. If she tried to get you on network versus through the website.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, aesonknight.com. Try through there. Let us know if you do run into any issues, because you would be more than the only person affected,
Yep.
and we need to resolve those quickly.
Yep. The link is going out. That is directly to my booking link. Always remember, you can go to any social media that says Aeson Knight and message me, and I will personally handle the customer service part of it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you for mentioning that, Nicole. We'll definitely be keeping an eye out, and hopefully you get booked soon, or we'll get in touch with you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Or get in touch with us, message us, and we can manually do it if we need to. But as far as I know, the only place that a billing address comes to effect, because I don't even collect that information, would be in your PayPal gateway. If you're booking directly through the site. Now, if you're booking, and I'm going to be changing the flow of my site, it has been pointed out that people get confused that the button for Keen and the button for the network gets confusing. So I'm going to be changing that flow here very soon.
There we go.
Yes. All right. So we have one guilty verdict, 2 senators that are useless. Like, I feel sorry for the places they represent. One of them,
just 2?
Well, yeah, there's a few there, but everyone knows my standard. I hate yous. I should be sending them letters on stationery with black borders, mourning for our country, which the Queen has decided not to do. She's decided to go with a black crest instead.
Ooh.
Yeah, her crest is black. Her letter is not the black ribbon.
Oh.
Yeah. But, and she's held up well. I think the most poignant picture, however, of the whole funeral was her sitting alone. Like, yes, that was so symbolistic and like, wow.
Well, absolutely. Like, they've been a couple for a very long time. They're kind of...
Yeah, they've been a couple over 78 years. He was her husband and chosen consort for 73.
So, yeah. It is a lot to absorb.
It is. It's a lot to even fathom. Many people had figured that the Queen would go before him, even though it looks like they had been planning for both of them. And I didn't even know that there was an Operation London Bridge Down that meets once a month. Well, not once a month, once a year to update the funeral plans for the Queen. Like, there is a whole big thing that goes on with the Queen's funeral. And the announcement of her death and everything else, right down to like the stuff we're supposed to wear, which I find interesting.
Well, because it is a very big event.
I
mean, it's no one ever hopes for it,
right.
And you hope that those plans are unnecessary. I'm sure they do from year to year.
Right.
But being realistic, someone in their 90s, this is not, unfathomable.
Yeah, very much so.
He
was 99.
He was.
Wow. Very, very much a happier person. Very much more jovial than some people say. And I think it would be really interesting if Charles holds the crown, or if he doesn't pass it quickly.
Well, there's kind of a question as to whether he may ever.
Right.
That some of the changes that she made actually reordered succession. So, yeah, it could be an interesting time should she pass.
I'm sorry. I think it should go right to Prince William. Yeah, because Henry's now an American, so Prince William.
Harry.
Yeah.
Prince Harry. I don't know. Do we still call him Prince? Like, no one clarified that for me. I'm confused. I don't think I can stop.
I'm calling him Prince. The only reason he left the royal family was that they were treating his wife like they were treating his mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's still a prince. He will always still be a prince. He will always be royal blood. He may not be currently part of the legal succession. He's got royal blood. He's a Mountbatten.
Well, there's that. I don't know. I don't know how that technically works.
Right. And the other
And
see,
moreover, this many years on, how do you like?
Right.
I don't think he can ever just be Harry.
Well, and here's the debate, and this is a large interroyal debate, is he left the British royal family. His grandfather was also was technically king of Greece and king of Denmark. So anywhere this boy goes, he's got a title if the royal systems would kick in.
True.
Okay. And then he's like, he may be like the 10th on the list to be Tsar of Russia.
Oh, good grief. I'm sorry. I just tried to imagine going from Putin to Prince Harry as like a boom boom. Like, whoo. There's
been a large debate over that since Putin's trying to make himself lifetime president. They have really thought, and there has been quiet movements, not to go democratic, but to go back to our czar system.
Still a very... I'm trying to imagine the culture shock on both sides. Both sides. Like, I'm just trying to imagine Harry landing in Russia to take over and being like smacked with the culture, and then the vice versa of that, like the Russian people being smacked in the face with, you know, the culture shock of a ruler who is sitting here going, what the hell is this?
Like, this is, I mean, I think he would just be sitting down in the legal book, kind of like me when I'm going through and cleaning stuff out. Crap.
I mean, I'm not trying to totally crap all over Russia. I'm not. Like, don't bomb us. But
there is a debate on whether they even have the ability still.
Well, I don't want to challenge that. Like, let's not just tell Russia to whip it out. You know, like, no, that's not a thing we want to get into. Like, we have nothing. We have no nuclear armament. Me personally, us personally, this house has no nuclear.
That. I'll just do a spell and send it over to somebody else's house that continues to play music when I'm trying to nap.
Well, either that, or, you know, I'll do a spell, feed you a bunch of beans, and, you know, launch you into the air. Bombs away!
Craziness. But now it's just interesting looking at, and because of His Royal Highness passing, I was looking at how many inlaid families that those two boys have. I mean, go back 175 years, they technically would be superpowers.
There's a lot of going. Well, there's a lot of things that happen when you have family trees that kind of circle back in on themselves every so often.
Very
I mean, weird things occur.
Right.
Like, surprise.
But no, it's interesting. Granted, this is not a pleasurable thing, but as a historian, an historic watcher, it's very historic to see her breaking royal traditions and changing royal traditions and changing orders and changing things that have been set there.
Well, yes, and I think the bigger part of that needs to probably be processed as, I think we're finally starting to see within the world this like redefinition of what it is to be a royal power.
Right.
In terms of it's this whole, we've done the same thing for 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, whatever 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
We're hitting a time in history that doesn't work anymore. That, you know, we're kind of in a period in which, you know, tradition doesn't exactly work.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, a lot of those traditions have, you know, slammed into the 21st century, and it's like, how well does this work? How well does this represent? How well is this reflective
Mm-hmm.
of the culture we want, the culture that we have, the culture that we should be developing? I think we're seeing that in the US as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I kind of see us in at least the next couple of decades, like reevaluating a lot in the US.
Mm-hmm.
And for all of the horrors of COVID-19, I think we have COVID-19 to thank for a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of employment, unemployment, remote work, what an employee is, what an employer's responsibilities are,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the role of national health care, whether it just needs to keep being a debate or we need to start making movement towards it.
All right.
I think it really brought those issues home,
Right.
especially for anyone who has gotten a vaccine right now. Like, can I just point out that has been the easiest flipping process?
For some it hasn't.
I'm talking about the literal process of you schedule the appointment, you show up.
Mm-hmm.
You're not asked for a medical card. You're not asked for photo ID. You're not asked for all this crap that we typically are used to.
Mm-hmm.
That you know, because it's not about the money.
Right.
Right now, no one cares about money. Like, we'll figure it out is where
Right.
we're at.
Right.
You know, or they've gotten, and I'm not sure how the money has been handled. But I'm assuming, you know, blocks of money were just dropped. Give the vaccine. Here's your vaccination. Here's your chunk of money. Go make it happen.
Right.
Seems to be the approach, and it's what we've done.
In some areas, not in all. In some areas, you are required to prove citizenship. You are required to prove identity. It depends on the state you live in.
Yes.
And what governor you have.
Granted. But for those of us that have, like, West Virginia
Mm-hmm.
has been really, really super accommodating.
Right.
For those of you who didn't get that experience, I am so sorry. But here, it's just kind of been like, show up.
Right.
Get injection.
Mm-hmm.
Leave. Like, if all of our healthcare, and I'm talking about non-emergency healthcare, if all of our healthcare ran like this,
Mm-hmm.
I think we could get away with, you know, fixing a lot of problems very quickly.
Yeah.
In that we're not tied into this giant insurance billing machine of, you know, approvals and denials and appeals and is this covered? Isn't this covered? Is this medication covered? Is it not covered? Is this test covered? Is it not covered? Is this imaging covered or not covered? And actually get back to healthcare.
Right.
And actually do healthcare and actually take care of people's health needs.
Right. And, you know, that's something that Britain had, you know, this is why I make the comment all the time. Queen Elizabeth, whenever you got time, you know, you can, you know, repossess us. You know, I'm quite sure the U.S. didn't pay back the loan they were supposed to.
Well, more importantly, not right now. We know you're busy.
But,
you know, it's a bad time.
Let Harry do it. He needs something to do. He, you know, doesn't have royal duties. Let him come over and be the repossession man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The repo dude?
Yeah.
No, not Harry the repo dude. Like, no.
Well, here's the thing, because he's going to have to explain some stuff to people. Like, no, you deserve a livable wage. We are raising the wages. No, you're homeless. There's an empty home over there. Call the council. They'll be moving you in by Thursday.
Like, next.
Now,
Problem solution. Let's work it out.
yeah, I mean, they had this. Oh, healthcare, not a problem. You go to your doctor, you call your doctor, you make an appointment, you show up, you flash your photo ID that says you're an American citizen, you do your doctor's visit, you get your medicine, and you're out the door. How hard is this, people?
No, it shouldn't be difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, it just kills me. It does. It kills me.
Yeah.
To think we've made it this difficult.
Right.
Yeah.
We've complicated it to the point of incomplicationable stupidity.
Right.
It's like, and I'm going to use this example. There's a medication that I take, and it was supposed to be like $3,000 a month. So we were using alternatives like, no, okay, I'm cute and I can work my ass like nobody else. My planner can bleed with appointment. $3,000 for a medication, not working.
Yeah.
We got to talking to one of our friends who takes the same medication, and he says, oh, geez, I use this app, hit this button, show this to your pharmacist. It's $20.
And we went, oh, that's just too stupid easy.
That's just too stupid.
You can't be serious. So we showed up waiting to get smacked in the face.
Yeah.
Like, no, you stupid people. And the pharmacy is like, okay, cool. Here, like, it's $11 and whatever.
Yeah.
And we're just like, how long is this gonna last?
Yeah.
Like one shot deal. Like, I still, every time I go to the pharmacy to pick that up for you, I'm just like, this is gonna be the visit. This is gonna be the visit. They're gonna ask.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. So now, after I've been on it for 3 months, I've been on it for more than 3 months, but after 3 months, I asked, and she's like, oh, we don't need that. We got your insurance to approve it.
What?
Yeah. They approved the higher dose.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the crazy in the world, I tell you.
Exactly. Hi, Mary. Hi, Ashley.
Hello, Mary and Ashley. But yeah, no, it's things like that though. It drives me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And what truly gets me, and I think I've gone off on this tangent before. I've had medications. They're not like I will gladly put them out there. I take Q nasal. It's a little stupid nasal spray. It's the replacement for Flonase. Flonase gives me migraines. Like a lot of people. I didn't get for the longest time why I had so many migraines. I started taking Flonase when I was in North Carolina. I was on it for years.
Mm-hmm.
Migraine after migraine after migraine. I just thought that, okay, I somehow in this magical move developed a migraine problem. It's like, well, I'm high stress. There's a lot of things going, whatever, migraines. And come to find out, it has been the Flonase all along. Like, I briefly, over a winter, stopped the Flonase, went to try to restart it, and ended up like I had gone for months without a migraine.
No.
I restarted, and almost instantly, like within the first couple of doses, boom. And I'm like, I haven't had one in like forever now. What the heck? Got to reading and like mentioned it to the doctor, and my allergist that I'd started with was like, oh yeah, that's totally normal. Lots of people have migraines with that.
Right.
What? Why isn't that like a great big giant warning on the side of the box? May cause migraines. I'm sure there's
5% of the population gets them, and oh yeah, you're part of that fight. Anytime there's a under 10% thing on a medicine,
yeah,
Techy Joe will have that issue.
I'm the weirdo.
Yes.
But no, I was ready to go the route of like, well, I guess I need a migraine medication. You know, like I'm seriously there.
Yeah.
Was literally about to start taking a med for the side effects of a med.
All right. Well,
And those aren't cheap meds.
well, it's like when you had your neck surgery. I told you these are the medicines I want you on
Mhm.
if you're going to have this problem. Imitrex being one of them. I want Imitrex. I want it injectable. I don't need to be shown how to give an IQ shot. I can give an IQ shot.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
So I haven't
Well,
needed.
I'm just saying though, is like none of this crap's cheap.
No.
And I get that. I get that. I don't want to take unnecessary meds. More importantly, I don't want to fall down that rabbit hole, nor do I think anyone else does, in which you start a med to treat one problem, then you have to take another med to treat the problems it causes. Then you end up having to take a med to take care of the problem that med caused, because you have to take that med to take care of the problem that on down this rabbit hole until you're just like you need one med.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to take 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 other meds
Mm-hmm.
to control all of the crap that these meds are causing.
You're right.
I don't want to do that. It scares me.
All right.
First, I'll just put it out there. It scares me. One kind of went through this with my grandmother, in which we went to a gerontologist with her and had the, okay, let's get real conversation.
Mm-hmm.
What meds does she actually need to take?
Right.
Like, stop this idea of she's going to live forever and give her a bunch of meds that have like 40-year compounding effects that help you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not saying if you're 40 to like dump all your meds out, you don't need them. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when you get around 90 some years old and you're starting into the spiral of you have a med for a med side effect,
Mm-hmm.
med for that med side effect, when you start that whole gambit,
Right.
stop.
Right.
Look at your doctor and go, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
What are we really doing here?
Exactly.
And that's the conversation we had with her doctor is what is the legitimate purpose of the med in the first place? She was taking a Lipitor, which has a common side effect of creating I think it's basically called a Lipitor cough. It's this weird like scratchiness in your throat that just doesn't go away. She had it. And this other doctor was talking about, oh, we can give you something for that. And I'm like, whoa. So that was the first one we talked about with the gerontologist. And like, this is what this other doctor is saying. I think all this is ridiculous. I'm like, what's the validity of a 90-some-year-old woman taking this medication in the first place? Lipitor is a cholesterol med.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to, over the course of the next 40 plus years of your life of taking it, prevent you from having a stroke, a heart attack, or an aneurysm. Great. She's 90-some years old. If she has a stroke, a heart attack, or an aneurysm at 130, I call it a win. I'm sorry, that maybe makes me the worst grandson in the world, but I'm thinking at 130 years old, she's done.
Yeah.
Like, hi. And we just like get real with the meds. What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
If she's not going to have a heart attack, stroke, or an aneurysm and not take in the next 30, 40 years, if she doesn't, unless she takes this med, however that should be phrased, why is she on it? Why are we still giving it to her? What is this doing? Is this keeping her alive today, tomorrow, next week, next month, the next 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it's doing? Or is this like long-term medication? And you're just so used to prescribing it
Mm-hmm.
that we're just going to keep taking it because you're just going to keep prescribing it.
Mm-hmm.
So we went through her meds like that, and it was amazing how much less.
Right. Because that can become a problem. It can become your meds are your meal. Well, kind of interesting as I'm looking through the news, I think we finally hit 3 leaders' deaths in general. First, of course, His Royal Highness Prince Philip.
Mm-hmm.
Then the president of Chad has passed away on the front lines. Idris Deby dies on the front lines. Son takes over, Army says. And then we, the Americans, have lost the vice president during Jimmy Carter. And that is why flags are at half staff.
Yes. Mondale has passed.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just say, seemingly the most forgettable vice president ever?
Well, a lot of them are forgettable.
Well, but not all of them.
Who was Reagan's vice president? He doesn't even record himself in history.
I don't know. Like that one doesn't even ring a bell.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking within my lifetime, you know, or maybe it's just the fact that my lifetime has brought about some weirdo vice presidents.
Mm-hmm.
And can we talk about, let's see, where do we want to start? Dick Cheney shot someone.
Talk about that in a minute while you take care of our child.
Okay, I'll let you let Vlad out. But yeah, like I know that some or many vice presidents are fairly forgettable, especially when they don't run for president or don't win as president, or win a race for president. But no, it's just weird. I'm sitting here thinking of like the weirdo list. Well, and of course we have Joe Biden, Obama's vice president, now president. We have, well, of course, the Dick Cheney incident we got into a minute ago. What was his name? I cannot, like, I keep wanting to click a pen because it's what he does during every speech because of a hand issue.
Al Gore?
Not Al Gore. He didn't invent the internet. He did the Pfizer ad, which totally tanked his presidential run. Oh, yeah, Spiro Agnew. Oh, yeah, there's a... Ooh. Or I think that was Spiro Agnew. Am I wrong?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember.
Mary's saying Sparrow.
No, that's not the vice president. She hasn't caught up. We're on delay still. Oh, God, what was his name? I'm trying, like, I keep clicking the pen like it's going to remind me faster. But he did. He came out for Pfizer and Viagra.
Oh.
Like, he did a whole, like, spokesman thing.
Quail?
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Like, all I could do was think of the pen thing.
Dan Quayle.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who couldn't spell the word potato.
Potato?
Yes. Who couldn't spell tomato.
Oh. Okay. But yeah, no, I mean, and then like, then Trump's VP for Mike Pence. And I'm actually to a point in my life, I actually feel bad for Mike Pence.
I don't. Like, that man have to be cursed into 5 different dimensions, but that's just me.
Oh, I don't disagree. I'm just saying I actually do feel bad for him. Like he did so, like he really tied his horse to the wrong wagon.
Well, he sucked as a governor, and then as a VP, he sucked for 4 years. And then the last 2 weeks, he started acting like a VP.
Yeah, only to have that totally blow up in his face. You know, it was like the one moment in his life he seemed to have grown a conscience. Like Jiminy Cricket like showed up and went, "Hi." And he grew a conscience for 2 weeks.
Well,
it was the worst
hasn't been covered. This has not been covered, but I wonder if Mother was in danger, so he grew a pair.
I
know he had family there, but they never said if Mother was there.
Well, but his daughter was there.
Yes.
Like, yeah, you're going to bring out a Papa Bear in a lot of situations when you start threatening the children.
Well, that, and then he knows that Mommy will not be happy when he gets home.
Yeah, really? Yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to be a family values Republican in that situation.
Hey, but when we're talking presidents and vice presidents, I'm always thinking of the second president. For those that don't know, there have been some second presidents. Nancy Reagan was second president.
Mm-hmm.
Hillary Clinton served for 8 years as second president. Barbara Bush served for, I believe, 8 years as second president.
Yeah, Barbara Bush, not so much. Laura Bush, most definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh dear God.
And said, how do you do this, and who was your wardrobe artist?
I'm sorry. I just personally think that like, you know, George W.'s presidency was basically like learning how to Muppet for beginners. Like, she just had a hand.
Uh-huh.
That, like, and she wasn't good at it. I will say that. Like, it was Muppeting for beginners.
Yeah.
But just trying to get him to please say something intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
Please. Like, you know, hi. Just anything at all. It's not embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, again, and, you know, Biden's doing an awesome job as president, but I really, really do like Mrs. Biden. She is kicking it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Laura Bush was actually quite amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I found her pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Barbara Bush, I actually found okay.
Yeah.
She a little odd.
It's traditional Texan.
Well, yeah, I don't mean that in a bad way. I really don't. Like, she had that Anne Caldwell effect.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the right Texan. That she was, a little more than met the eye. Like, she had the cookie baking grandma look.
Uh-huh.
She was not a cookie baking grandma.
No.
She was a shoot you in the ass grandma.
Uh-huh.
And that's her grandkids. You know, like, I'm going to tear you down. Oh, and Ashley has a question. How do you want to handle this one? I'll let you read it first.
You read it.
All right. Ashley, 8/26/96. Do I have COVID? I just set a test up for tomorrow, but I really think I just have allergies and I'm being paranoid. Sorry, I did want to ask him before that one just because that's a little medical. And that's one of those we got to be careful.
I'm not diagnosing you. Bullshit cards have to say. Now, really weirdly, and I'm going to share the cards so that people can understand my viewpoint here. First, we have the Knight of Wands. This is spring, summer, everything's in bloom. We have a fresh start. You've been going outside more. We have your body choosing to pass with the Two of Wands here. More outside. And then, of course, we have your test results, which is the Three of Cups, which is celebration. So looking at this, no, you don't have COVID. You do have very bad allergies. And why have you not seen your allergist this year, young lady? You're down there at Duke. You can get an allergist like candy.
I know, right?
Yeah.
She can get a little baby allergist and keep them all her life.
Mm-hmm.
Which is useful.
Yes.
Like, you can train them. You can get them to sit and stay and listen and, you know.
You know, like I've done with my doctor. I bark, he listens.
Yes.
I love a doctor. He goes, what do I need? Why do you have me? Because you have the prescription pad.
Basically. Oh, she is working on it. Love to hear it.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah. But, you know. Ugh. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Mary's got a question.
Yes, she does. You ready for it?
I'm ready.
All right, Mary, 11/28/57. If I get all of my medical data, will my NYC guru specialist say yes after reevaluation? Thanks.
Yeah, but they're not going to believe they're your records. They're going to want to retest you for some things. Here's what I get. You've been suffering with bad health care. You've been suffering in general because here we have the Hangman. We have, again, the Knight of Wands showing up, spring, summer. And then we have the Fool again showing up. We saw this in the last reading, new beginnings.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
Well, and that's a common thing that happens, especially if you have a complicated health history.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and sadly anymore, complicated means you've lived past age 10.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to get complicated somewhere around year 11, like for most people.
That's when they start adding in a specialist for this and a specialist for that. And, no, I need a GN with a prescription med. That's all I need. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But just a reminder, and yes, yes, I'm going to say this. I am not a doctor. I'm not making diagnoses. I'm giving you the psychic information. Please see a doctor.
Yes. Oh, what did you do? Sorry, my reaction to Mary saying she has a new lower back injury. What did you do? And don't do that again. So yes. All right, and Ashley has a question from a previous conversation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 8/26/96. Just wanted to confirm from our earlier convo, I should not confront my father and his girlfriend in person over the recent family drama, correct?
And I want to reiterate, no. You need to be the high priestess. Know that drama. Don't address that drama. Don't give it attention because that drama isn't useful. You let him think that he's got his pie in the sky, but he doesn't, because that's not why you're seeing him. You're seeing him for your grandmother. And the Five of Cups shows that he'll be unhappy because you don't address it.
That's one way to make someone suffer.
Yeah.
Just saying. But ow! New York Post Office, was that marble floors, Mary? I'm sorry, I'm just envisioning like some of the earliest post offices in the United States are in New York and DC and some of our coastal areas, and some of them are big, gorgeous, wonderful places, and I'm just going, oh, please tell me that wasn't marble you fell on. Oh, it was marble.
But back to Ashley, honey, I will tell you from an old bitch, the best bitch way to do something is to not to do it. Don't feed the drama. Hi, how are you? It's so nice to see you, Father. Oh, how are you doing, name? That's wonderful. Where's Grandma? Oh, hi, Grandma. How are you, honey? Hug, hug, kiss, kiss. All showering her with attention, barely noticing their peasant's existence.
True. Very, very true.
Drives them crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Do it often.
There is that. Oh, so that is her normal, which is good. Yay, Ashley.
Yay.
I know sometimes there's just that desire to like smack someone upside the head with 2x4. So I understand.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, upside Mary's neck was safe. Oh dear. Oh, but yes, too caught up with the babies anyway. Absolutely. You gotta love the children. Deploy them like little tiny foot soldiers. Like you send them in first. Preferably loaded up on sugar and holding a kitten. Just saying.
All right. So let's see if we can find your turn for hot take news.
Oh, hot take news. Ooh. Let me see what I can find out there. Like, it seemed like it was a good news day. Oh, where are we at? Oh, where are we at? Okay, well, I'm trying BBC first. Ooh, this article just sounds horrible.
Okay.
Restaurant owner paid illegal workers with diners leftovers. A restaurant owner who paid illegal workers with diners leftover food has had his license revoked. Staff at Akbar Dynasty in Sadburge near Darlington hid in toilets or posed as customers during an immigration raid in 2020, Darlington's council licensing committee heard. During interviews, one worker told officers he was paid with whatever was left at the end of the night. The Home Office thought the revocation of the restaurant's license or the restaurateur's license was fined £35,000 in 2019 for employing illegal workers at the 50-seat eatery after he showed no evidence that he had made any checks on the eligibility of workers. Oh, that's just sick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's just sick. Like, apparently, yeah. Oh. They've been repeatedly raided by immigration officers. It's just been one thing after another.
Right.
Oh,
And that's just ridiculous.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's in the worst of the worst, but there are a fair number of restaurants and a fair number of crappy restaurant owners and employers all over the world.
And it shows the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah. That we can't be doing this immigration bullshit. A human should be paid the same wage for the job, whether they have papers or not. Charge them taxes, pay them taxes, and then deal with the rest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Oh, this is a fun one. Online dating. In 2021, everyone is kind of catfish. So way back in 2010, when the word catfish took on new meaning, someone who uses a fake identity online to target specific victims. So yeah, it looks like. All right, trying to look and see, like. So he says that everyone is kind of a catfish, as photo editing is so common that people often don't look like their Instagram profile in real life, creating a distance between their online persona and who they really are. So this is actually out of Nev Schulman, who fell in love with a 19-year-old girl online, only to find out she was actually a housewife using fake photos and a false story to chat to others. He's created a new documentary, or he's created an incredibly successful documentary and reality TV show, which after 8 seasons in the US is now getting a UK version. So Catfish, if you've seen the show. Which that show's got some issues, but we'll leave that alone for a second. So he says that even before that, he had deep trust issues in general. The show has definitely made that grow a lot more. My trust for the internet has gone through the floor. So yeah, where do you think we are with that statement or that sentiment that everyone is catfishing online?
I'll say this. I kind of think that most are. There's a lot of stupid online people. Sorry, that's what it is. It's stupid. It's stupid games, and some people win stupid prizes. The way the internet is going now, you need to be able to cross-link and cross-check and cross-chat. I find it more in straight relationships catfishing because the gay dudes have gotten these you're a bot, you're a bot, you're a bot, you're a bot, you're a bot. Oh, that picture don't match. These pictures don't match your age.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to take them on and be like, hey, let's have a video chat. Because every phone has video.
Well, and I will say that I'm kind of there with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been there with that since probably before 2010, like I would say early 2000.
Mm-hmm.
I first got introduced to the concept that everyone lies online.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've tried to be as honest as I can on my profiles.
Right.
I've known people that literally went with like swimmer's build because they were like, well, swim. I have a swimmer's build. I'm just like, that is not what that means. That is not what someone's expecting when they see swimmer's build, for instance. But no, I've seen it all. I've seen the pictures that it's like, that might have been you 20, 30 years ago. I've seen the, like claiming to be 5'10" or 6'1" when they're at best 5'6". I'm like, what kind of platform heels were you wearing when you got that idea in your head?
Right.
Internet inches is a thing. We won't even go into that one. You'll figure it out. It'll be okay. But it's like everyone lies. It seemed like for a very long time there, and it still does, everyone lies. Like every profile you hit, it seems like people are lying about something.
Right.
And I'm just like, why? Why? Just because everyone else is doing it, why?
Right.
And then you start to question, like, do I need to be doing this because everyone else is assuming
Right.
that if, like, I must be lying about something or multiple things in my profile, so what is it? You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to do the most honest profile I can.
Right. Well, and here's the thing that I find most problematic. People don't read profiles anymore.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, my number one statement is, what you see in my profile? No ideas. No, then they go and look at it and go, oh, okay, poof. It's the magic wand. I'm telling you, a good profile. He rags me about my original dating profile.
I did. I was like, it's so aggressive.
It is.
But at the same time, one, it seems like no one ever reads a profile. Right. Two, those that read the profile tend to lock in and get it.
Uh-huh.
And those that ran away, it was kind of like, well, guess that's what was going to happen anyway.
Exactly.
Once figured out.
Yeah, because mine was know this, know that, know. Yeah, I point blank. I don't want someone on life support. I don't date anyone that does this. I don't date anyone that's a drug user. I don't date anyone that can't understand this principle. If you're looking for a sugar daddy, sorry, I'm in sweet and low category. I'm diabetic. Boom, 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 boom.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, for me, I've always had that struggle though, wondering what people think I'm lying about in mine.
Right.
I really do. The two worst things I've ever done in my profiles. I will say I did not update a picture for a while because I had nothing to replace it with.
Mm-hmm.
Headshot wise, I didn't update. I let that one go, and then finally I was looking at it one day, going, Joe, how old is that?
Right.
Change it. Even if you put up a crappy one, just change it. It's you're not close enough to that anymore. The other one I lie about is I for the longest time had a hard time after my neck surgery, the first one, changing my height.
Right.
At 18 years old, 16 years old, when I got my driver's license, I was 6 foot on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere between rupturing my disc and having spine surgery, I slipped below 6 foot.
Right.
And I did not know this no one warns you that this will happen.
Mm-hmm.
I had a whole moment there where I went to a doctor's appointment and she measured my height and said I was 5'11". And I went, no, I'm not. Like, what planet are you on? And so she retook the measurement and she said, well, effectively you're 5'11".
Uh-huh.
You're under 6 foot.
Uh-huh.
Like, not by a whole lot, but you're under 6 foot. And I went, what?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, you had neck surgery. Like, I was stupid. And I'm like, no one told me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't expect to change in height. I thought you were, like, you know, building me back up here. Like,
really
I got the gist when you told me that. But yeah. So
Yeah.
apparently Mary shrunk by 2 inches.
Uh-huh.
Oof. But no, it took me a long time to change that one from 6 foot to 5'11". I just could not bring myself to do it. Pardon?
How long is it going to take you to go to 5'10"?
Never gonna happen.
Okay.
Yeah, at that point, I'm going to, I think, go to Africa and check on those neck rings.
Okay.
And, like, they're gonna just shove my head up here somewhere, and then I can be, 6'5".
Okay.
That's where I'm at. Like, they try to do one more neck surgery on me. That's where I'm at. But no, if I'm down to 5'10", I don't need to know that. I don't need to know that. I've not had that mentioned to me, as far as I know, ever, including now. Like, I'm not ready. That's where I'm at. Like, just let me get to 40. That's where I'm at. Like, let me get to 40 before I have to shrink again. Like, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, $1,300. Got it. I'll start the new sinking fund.
Thank you. So yes, I'll have some lovely neck fashion accessories, and may smack my spine surgeon for like, yeah, you needed to apparently put a jack in there and just like, and then put your bone graft in. Like, yeah, get me back to where I was before the surgery, buddy. Mr. I'm gonna play with the like rotation of your neck and create this whole cantilever thing. Like, all worried about whether I was level. No, seriously, my surgeon did. He like screwed with angles because apparently from my first neck surgery, I had a slight downward angle. So he went in all Jenga style and like popped the front of my neck up a little bit. Like, basically, like, one bone graft is doing one thing, but it had slid down slightly. So then he decides to like wedge it the other way to like tilt me backwards. And I'm like, yeah, well, if you're gonna do all that,
yeah,
like,
he could have gave you 2 inches back.
Pardon?
He could have gave you 2 inches back.
I know.
Like,
I don't want to end up looking like, Meryl Streep in Death Becomes Her when it's like, damn, I just fixed this. Like, I don't want that. Like, I want the neck accessory if I do, but I don't want to be like, hi. No, I'm not built for this. I'm not built to be like 5'6".
No, you're not built to be 5'6".
I know, but a couple more neck surgeries.
No, your house isn't built for you to be 5'6".
No, it isn't. Like, and at 5 foot, like, if I lose much more height, my knuckles will drag the ground, and that's just painful.
No, I'm thinking you won't even be able to cook, possibly even get your tea if we put the new tea caddy up.
No, nobody deserves a widowed dowager look. Granted, I've always said that, I've kind of hit that point in my life where I'm just hanging a sign from the hump on my back that says too ugly to live, but,
Off of the pearls or the chains.
Oh, go to hell. That's where I'm at with pearls or chains.
I can't. He hasn't dropped the restraining order yet. Something about, threatening to take over, something about home invasion, an attitude about commanding somebody around who apparently doesn't like to be told what to do. It's an update gone bad.
Told you shouldn't have screwed around trying to take over, Betty Davis's job. What? You knew she took over when she got there.
Anyway. All right. Next.
Oh, next story. We're finding a next story.
Yes, you are.
Oh my goodness.
And no, this is all UK news, Mary, earlier.
Yes. No, that was not DC. That is not in the US. Let's see. Ooh, this is a spicier one. All right, title is Undercover Officers Encouraged to Sleep with Activists. Senior police officers encouraged or tolerated undercover officers having sexual relationships with activists they were sent to spy on, a tribunal has heard. Metropolitan Police is being sued by an environmental campaigner who had a long-term relationship with an officer she believed was a fellow activist. They had met while working together at a community hub in Nottingham. Kate Wilson, 41, said the deception had breached her human rights.
She gonna win that one. Sleeping with the enemy is one thing. Now, of course, in the U.S. comparisons, we have states like Florida where it's now technically illegal to protest.
Well, there is that.
Yeah. Ashley, I do not watch court TV. Currently, I am watching, because I only get about 15 to 20 minutes twice a day of TV.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I am watching Ancient Aliens Season 7. We are out of Cold Case File, someone needs to get on that. And then you had something on last night that I'm going to have you put on my list.
Oh, the movie I was watching?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was, and I fell asleep in the middle of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Or, yeah. Crimson Hill? Crimson Creek? Beware Crimson Hill, I think it was. I don't know. It was on Netflix. We'll do that.
Right.
It was good up until the point I fell asleep. I never found out why she was supposed to be where, so I'm not giving anything away.
Right.
Crimson Peak. Thank you, Mary. Wonderful. Yeah, I was trying to. It was something.
Right.
It was Crimson something, but Crimson Peak. Yes. That was really good. Like, I fell asleep right at the part where it looked where basically she had gone off with the what was he? A baron, the baronet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I fell asleep like right around there.
All right. So, Florida's a police state now because the Florida governor signed a law he called the strongest anti-rioting pro-law enforcement measure in the country. The law was written in response to the protests surrounding George Floyd at the hands of the Memphis police. The provided new law protects police and increases the penalties of people who take part in property damage or violence during a protest. Florida experienced little violence while seeing in in the last summer following the Floyd's death, but Governor DeSantis says tougher laws are needed to make sure Florida doesn't see this kind of protest occur like they did in Minneapolis. Basically, these laws literally make it illegal to protest. Granted, I do believe they're unconstitutional and probably will not hold up, but again, they have to be tested.
Mm-hmm. Well, Ashley was apparently mentioning court TV because she was a little unimpressed with the reporting on the jurors in the George Floyd case today.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm a little unimpressed with the reporting of the whole trial in general. Granted, it was live streamed, and you could watch that, I believe, on CBS 2. But the jurors are either, I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound so bad. I'm surprised the jurors were not blacked out. Like, they weren't kept behind a black screen because of this being such a high-profile case. I don't remember which court case or what country it was in, but there was one where the jurors were not allowed to be filmed. They had a black screen to the audience, so you couldn't even see the jury box.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it was another high-profile case.
Yeah, somehow I get the feeling that's going to end up being more normal.
Yeah.
Like, which, I mean, is a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's got to be really frightening as a juror in a high-profile case. Like, you have to go back and live in this community afterwards. It's not like they pulled you in from, like, 3 states away and you get to go home after this.
Right.
You are home.
Right.
Like, you've got to live with these people. You got to work with these people. You got to put up with this for however long it takes. Mm-hmm. If you're, the verdict that you are a part of, handing down is not well received somehow in that community.
Exactly.
That's a lot to put on anyone.
Right. And see, this is the harder piece of this. And I think we will see, and it may have been somewhere in England or something that was trying a mass murderer. They have to take certain precautions because if the verdict does not come out what the public wants, i.e., as we've seen in other cases, there has been cases of jurors being attacked. And of course, in today's world, with the ability to social media, all you need is a person's face and you can Google search them. And we've had a lot of mass shootings that have caused a lot of things. And I think that, in the 18 and early 1900s, it was cute to have the jury sitting there open in court with everybody else. Now I think it's better we have a jury box.
Well, it definitely brings up the question as to whether facing a jury of your peers need be, literal.
Right.
As to what extent, like, what are we gaining there?
Right.
And especially if we're going to televise cases.
Exactly.
And I think that's the bigger concern.
Right.
And maybe we made a mistake ever bringing cameras into the courtroom at the level that we have for high profile cases. Like, this isn't traffic court. This isn't, these are typically life and death cases or, at least severe physical harm cases in which there is a very strong set of public opinions.
Right.
And you have a lot of tension between those communities. I don't know that it necessarily is the best thing to have your average ordinary person thrust into that position of trying to not only make a decision in a case that is that complicated,
right,
but also be worried about their, like, what this is going to do for them after.
Right.
Like, if they go with the rest of this jury, if they go against this jury, if, like, where is this going to come out for them?
Right. All right. This looks like a case that has a timeline. Now, the case I am monitoring right now is the housewife case with the lawyer. I'm monitoring that one closely. Of course, that's like 26 cases tied into one. That's why they were forced into bankruptcy. But yeah, I'll send you the timeline of this, and we will talk about this. But no, what I foresee happening is there will be a jury, and it'll be like you are not like there will be a stipulation that you are not allowed to film the jury at any point to be in my courtroom is what I see happening, because a lot of judges do that now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're getting a private chat, and
Okay.
we'll do a hot take of this.
All right. Let me throw that over here on the other side of my screen. And the latest timeline in the Lori and Chad Daybell case. So they married in March of 1990 in Utah. They lived in Springville, Utah, and they founded Spring Creek Book Company, through which Chad Daybell, an author, published many of his books. Before moving to their home in Salem, Idaho, in 2015. In 2006, marriage records show Lori married her fourth husband, Charles Vallow. So bringing into that marriage Colby and Tylee, the daughter with her third husband, Joseph Ryan Jr. Then Charles and Lori adopted J.J. Vallow, the biological grandson of Charles's sister Kay Woodcock, who is married to Larry Woodcock. Oh God, how complicated is this case? I'm 2 bullet points in, and I'm going, good God, how long is the case?
Skip to 22, because this will actually be something I'll have to do a deep dive on. But skip down to 2021.
All righty. Oh, good God. That's a scroll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. That's a heck of a timeline. So in January, an audio recording between prosecutor Rob Wood and Summer Shiflett, Lori's sister, is released. Wood tells Summer he plans to file a conspiracy to commit murder charges against the Daybells.
Mm-hmm.
February 4th, the Fremont County Sheriff's Office announces Tammy Daybell's autopsy is complete, but details are not released. That same day, newly elected Fremont County prosecuting attorney Lindsay Blake requests the Tammy Daybell death investigation case be sent back to her office from the Idaho Attorney General. The AG transfers the case. On March 22nd, Madison County prosecutor Rob Wood adds veteran homicide attorney Rachel Smith of Missouri to his team to assist in the case against Chad Daybell. Oh, good Lord.
Mm-hmm. Like this.
I'm sorry. I was expecting this to be a cute little timeline that just boom, 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 boom. Oh, my God. This looks like War and Peace, the abridged version.
Well, again, it's a hot take. We'll take a look at it.
I'm just saying, like, of what we know so far about this case, like, is it that, like, woo?
Well, I'll tell you, it's guilty. It's tied to money and finances. You know, we got the there's a lot of laws and indeceit here. There's at least in other marriages, and I feel like that what'll happen is they'll get thrown out. You know, basically they get thrown into jail.
Okay, and apparently there is a YouTuber that has done a deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm sorry, just looking at this timeline, it looks like, you know, it goes to a book.
Yeah.
Of, like, you know, like, as in, like, bad murder mystery, like the kind that it's like, oh my God, will you just tell me who did it?
Right. He done it.
Yes.
Yeah, he done it. But I also think this may be another Tracy Anthony case. No, Lacey Anthony, not Casey Anthony. The dude that married this woman, and this woman disappeared, and then 20 years later, another woman dies that he was married to.
Oh, and then it's like, oh, well, lightning struck twice. Let's go back and pick that first death.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
But Ashley, guilty.
Oh, Peterson.
Yep.
Lacey Peterson case. Yeah. Sorry, it took me a second to get there. I was like, wait, it's not Anthony. But yeah. Oh, good grief. 3 or 4 deaths involved?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's... I don't want to say this is going to be a fun one because that's morbid, but like it's a complicated one and it should be like interesting to dig into. So fun from that perspective.
Right.
Like,
I do disagree with one of our listeners. Someone said they deserve the death penalty. No, they don't. They should have to serve hard time in prison breaking rocks. Death penalty is too easy for them.
oh dear.
Okay. I am very much for death penalty, but it needs to be, you get the death penalty, you go to the chair the next day.
Yeah, so apparently Mary's putting in that this situation is very much like this show Crimson Peak's plot.
Oh,
That'll be interesting. Yeah.
You know,
Well, yeah, because I can start to see that one. But yeah.
yeah, I'm very much pro death penalty, but I'm very much, we have DNA, we have fingerprints, we have witnesses. There is no way you could have not done this case. Do not make them settle. Do not let them settle my tax dollars for 20 years. No, you take them out and you do them then. Done. Move forward. Save our taxpayer money.
I can't ever make myself happy on either side of the death penalty situation.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm in the middle somewhere where I don't think every murder case or every death case should be a death penalty case.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that it should never not be an option.
Right.
Like I'm kind of at that inverted stance, and it's a joke that Eddie Izzard makes is, like you kill 1,000 people, they put you in a room and stare at you.
Right.
I think in that situation, that's cut and dry. You killed 1,000 people, that's death penalty. Like, just done. Right. Like genocide, death penalty.
Well, here's an example. The clown, John Wayne Gacy.
Mm-hmm.
Why did he sit on death row and do all these fucking interviews? They found dead bodies under his house. They found the driver's license in his bedroom. They found belts and clothes and shoes packed up in his house.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been guilty, walked right outside the courthouse, and the judge push a button. Done.
Granted. But at the same time, I now, to some degree, I think some crimes do deserve a little bit of study.
Mm-hmm.
As in, what can we learn? Like, what went wrong here? Not forever, not endlessly.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that would be that would definitely be a serial killer case in which it is prudent to take a moment and figure out what the hell happened here. Like, how do we prevent this in the future? What are the warning signs of this, so that we know what we're looking for, in someone's behavior, in someone's actions, what is going on with them, to try to better get, and prevent that ahead of time. Not a forever, but, not like let's, sit in prison for 30 years. Kind of, study, but more just like not immediately after sentencing.
Well, here's the thing. Currently, the average is 20 years on death row.
Mm-hmm.
20 years on death row. Mm-mm. 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 No.
Yeah. That's...
Ashley, honey, post that up in the break room. I'll be happy to look at it. I can't look at it here because it won't let me do it.
Yeah, it doesn't actually give us links.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. No, 20 years, too long. Too long. That's 20 years of providing 3 meals a day in a cot and supervision and their medical needs and this and that. Out.
I don't know. That's where I'm at, though, is I can't get totally behind 100% either side.
Right.
It's not that I necessarily think someone should sit on death row forever. It's not that I think someone should be immediately executed. It's not that I think the death penalty is always the right answer. It's not that I think it's always the wrong one. Like, that's where I end up with that. Like, I know it sounds totally wishy-washy, but it depends upon the case and the situation and what happened. And, you know, knowing that there are some cases that different time, different place, different era, probably would have called it justifiable homicide. You know, and knowing that that happens, that there are cases that dead to rights, you know, they killed him.
Right.
But 20 years time, 30 years time, opinions change on whether that should have been as much of a deal as it was. And then there's some things that never change.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, you know, like, I think about the cases in which, like, a wife kills a husband.
Right.
And you start to see those cases in a different light, especially, like, we're looking back at cases from the 80s and early 90s and the late 70s and before. And you really start to question, how would we have handled that case today? Like, would she have even gone to prison? Like, or would it have been like, we know now what we didn't know then, and maybe we should reevaluate this and really think about, like, does she deserve to spend the rest of her life in prison?
Well, here's an example. The mother that drowned her 2 children in the van and then played kidnap, that woman should have been drowned in a van. There are plenty of old vans around here. Throw her in one and drown her.
I don't know. I also kind of have that moment of, I don't know that we as a society get better when we go eye for an eye. Like, on that level of, like, you killed someone by drowning them in a van, you should drown in a van. I don't know that that necessarily, like, I don't know that cruelty towards others, which is what that was. Well, I'm like, will not argue that at all. What she did was very cruel and unusual. That's a given. I don't know as a society that we necessarily get, that we improve, because someone has to do that to her.
We play policemen for a price.
Pardon?
We pay executioners a price. We pay policemen a price.
Well, but is there really enough money that like, I don't know that I would ever want to make my money that way. Personally, I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. I would not want to make my money that way. I would feel really weird. 2, I would think I would have a lot of mental issues after that. As in, whether or not, like, I'm struggling with them, or I, like, become, you know, broken by them in doing that. Sort of in that same vein as, like, you know, sex case workers or sex crime case workers can end up being numbed by the amount of pain they're surrounded by. When you're seeing victimized child and victimized woman and victimized man and victimized person, one right after another, after another, after another, that eventually you kind of get that gallows humor, and that like, you're just not immune to it, but you build a certain numbness to it because you can't handle that. That would be my concern, is we end up with
Ashley's idea. You know, the lifers, put them to work. Her idea is to allow other murderers to take care of the penalties.
Still, you bring up, I still think that brings up the question, what have we done as a society in which we're encouraging murderers to murder? Like, that's what that would be. Like, here's all the tools to do your job. Have a nice day.
Well, they get the tools to do their job. They get the tools to put her, example, this case, put her in a van, start the key, hit the auto drive into the same lake.
Yeah. No, I'm not really a Black Hood for the execution.
No, you're too small
I
for
spent
it.
way too much time taking medieval history in college. Side note, like all the ways
I didn't take medieval history in this college.
Pardon?
I didn't take medieval history in college. I'm a witch. I'm very well versed in ways of torture and very versed in the ways of executions. And personally, I have no problem going back to burning murderers at the stake.
Yeah. I don't know.
And yeah, Second Amendment screenings definitely need to happen. Red flags need to be able to happen. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you're not aware, 20,000 people died related to gun violence in 2020 alone.
Yep.
Like, sorry, I pointed that out to someone who got stupid the other day on the number of deaths related to the COVID vaccinations and, you know, how many people died from the shot.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, you mean the 20,000 people that died in 2020, you know, because they just kept saying shot.
Right.
And I was like, I'll take advantage. I'm like, screw it. Like, I will throw that out there and be like, yeah, 20,000 people died related to gun violence.
Mm-hmm.
Yet,
Well,
you know, what do we pay attention to in the United States? Trans kids playing sports.
Right.
That's what we gave a shit about.
Brenda, that's already been done. That is still technically done in a few countries, that if you're convicted of a crime, you're turned over to the victim's family to do with as they see fit, including enslavement or replacement. And I've been fine with that too. I mean, I'm quite sure that a lot of people would go for that and would, you know, take care of that fee and take care of whatever needs to be taken care of. And that's the thing, is there are some, it's like there's a George, what's the guy I like, the comic, who's dead, who dresses Carlin skit about how to pay for a lot of our prisons. And how
televised executions every Sunday.
Pay-per-view. Yes. I looked at that as I looked at it and loved the skit, and then I thought of it as, I wonder how quick violence would go down
or up. I like that, because that becomes the question, is if you're televising that during halftime on Sunday football, blah blah blah, if that's what you're doing, you're creating or contributing to a society that has normalized gratuitous violence, like, as in, like, horrible, gruesome, bloody violence as being like a Sunday afternoon affair. I mean, we're not talking about fake blood and fake wounds and everyone gets home after this.
No.
We're talking about you're going to legitimately kill someone on television.
Right. No, it's not like the Plague Prison Edition. It's more so
Purge.
Yeah, it's not the Purge Prison Edition. The way he puts it up is, yes, we carry out executions. Yes, you televise those things. No, you don't make them painless and, you know, put a hood over their face and all that. No. You go in there and you televise it out, and boom. Now, there is law still in the books, depending on the cases, depending on the state, where if you are convicted of murder and enroll in an active duty position, you can get out of prison. You're sent into the Army.
And Ashley points out that the doctor who is responsible for her daughter's passing, that she walked away. Because, and I think I'm with Ashley on that one, is and there's a really great series on Netflix right now. If you're looking for something to watch, check it out. It's kind of a roller coaster, but Why Did You Kill Me?
Right.
It is a really great movie, documentary. I don't know what it is. You were watching it. You were trying to find your next, and you had watched it or fell asleep to it or it autoplayed. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, I ended up watching it. And this effectively what it was this woman's daughter got killed. Short version, woman's daughter was killed. She went through a whole elaborate process to find the people who did it.
Oh, why'd
with
you kill
the
me?
intent to kill them herself.
Mm-hmm.
And she finally got to the point she could that like she was determined she was going to do this, and she had worked out a plan to do it, like to commit these murders, and
Pause.
she had to walk away from it because she realized I'm gonna do it. Oh, bye, Timmy.
Bye.
Bippity boppity banish.
Yep.
Bye.
Hey, that's Tuesday night, guys. We're gonna get them to where there ain't any.
Oh, no. So yeah, for me, but anyway, back to the Why Did You Kill Me? Is she just finally realized this was going to consume and destroy her?
Mm-hmm.
That there was no going back from this.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, like, this was eating her alive.
Right. Now, we need to back this up, and if you guys want to watch it, it's called Why Did You Kill Me?
Mm-hmm.
Is the show, and this was during the MySpace era.
Mm-hmm.
The daughter had a MySpace account.
Mm-hmm.
The guy she was dating was into drugs. They thought it was all tied to the drugs. It wasn't. So the daughter logs into the account and starts hunting down 501. Like, connects one 501 that connects to another. I mean, the whole
50-51, wasn't it? The gang was 50-51.
Yeah, 50-51. Hunts them down, houses them there. She gets one of them entangled into an online relationship, playing him like a fiddle, getting information after information, who turns out being the driver of this drive-by. Turns it over. Turns over all this information there because they had nothing but it was a white expedition. They didn't know who it was, what it was, nothing. Turns this over to the cops and then gets to the point that she can't do it anymore. Grandmother takes it over, figures out MySpace, figures out all this stuff, goes into researching the religion because, some of them are Santeria. Of course, she wasn't Santeria. Now, granted, she didn't have clean hands. Grandmother did not have clean hands. She was a meth user. She had sold drugs, that type of situation.
It's a roller coaster.
It's a whole thing. And eventually they got them all.
Well, yeah, but she got to the mother of the daughter who was killed, the grandmother you were just talking about, who took over the account and was doing all this. She had a point where she realized that I have a plan to kill people. This is fucked up.
Yeah.
And this is, an admitted, meth user, drug dealer.
Yeah.
Even she's having a moment of, questioning her own morality here, going, wait a fucking minute.
The party was supposed to happen on 420. By the way, this is 420. Happy buds to those that do buds. But
yeah,
she had planned it. She had set it up. She had found a location that she could shoot from. That they couldn't see her as they drove in. Whole 9 yards. Set it up.
Straight up, legit Googling how far away can you hear gunshots. She is mapping out police stations based on that knowledge. She is finding the perfect location to kill people, a large group of them,
8.
in a way that she could potentially have walked free, and there just would have been a lot of dead drug dealers. Or a lot of dead gang members, excuse me.
Well, actually, burnt vehicles with skeletons was where it would be at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But she also was going over to another gang and talking shit to them as 501, which I thought was like, oh, this is so... Like, I could see Aeson doing this.
Well, yeah, but what my whole point in bringing it up, and the whole reason to mention go watch it, is like it's really painful watching her like kind of relive that moment in which she went, wait a minute, I can't do this. Like, I'm not these people. I don't want to be these people. I can't do this. This isn't going to fix anything in my life. This is going to destroy me. You know, and that's my point, is I think that's where I would end up too.
Yep.
Is
And
wait a minute. As angry as I am.
Yeah. Baristas, it's now posted in your break room.
Yes.
Yes. So you can go right to it. It's a really good one. It's one of the better ones, because some of them I've gotten to, like, it's like, nope, can't watch that again. I already know the ending of this one. Nope, can't watch that one again. That's outdated.
And Crime and Punishment is a lovely book, Mary. Sorry, for those of you who don't know, I almost had a minor in Russian literature in college. This is what happens when you give me free electives and tell me to do with them as I please.
Yeah, underwater basket weaving.
No, I took hard classes. Oh, and free elective, I want to take something fun. So I took I took a crap ton of medieval history and Russian literature for fun. For fun. So yeah, that's me. But yeah, it was an epiphany, and it was just the realization that as mad as she was, as much as she wanted retribution, that like, what is this going to do to me?
Right.
Oh, absolutely, Mary. We definitely need to talk. I know we've said forever we're going to do that. It's been crazy.
She needs to come to one of the live streams. We will schedule each month, and this month has been fucked up, guys. I'm sorry. We will be doing a live stream here very soon for our Patreons, and getting it all in gear.
And yes, Mika, I did say Bippity Boppity Banish.
Yep.
I do it a lot. I love it.
Now, if I can get you doing that for other things around here, we might actually get things to disappear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. You mean besides lighters?
Besides lighters. I don't know what you've done to Dad.
No, you stole it. I stole it back.
No, my lighter keeps coming up missing.
Well, maybe you need to figure out what you did to your father.
No, he's taking it out on me because you done it. Yeah, that's those family dynamics.
Oh, West Virginia's fun.
Yeah.
It's great to visit. Like, West Virginia screwed up. We made a tourist state. It's great to visit. It's a little weird to live in. I will say that. It's really weird to live in.
I don't know. I don't have a problem making this place a vacation home.
Well, basically, meanwhile, I just want to know, like, Governor Justice, where's our $12,000 for our remote work?
Yeah.
I'd love to know.
Yeah. I'd love it. Can we have it accumulated? Because I've been doing this for 18 freaking years in your state.
But yeah.
I think it's come to our fun time and our closing time.
It has. So let me go ahead and switch that over, because I don't want to miss any of our lovely baristas, whom we added one more to, and we are so grateful.
Yeah.
But we do want to thank our baristas for their wonderful support. We hope you guys are enjoying, all your lovely benefits and making sure to use all of them, like the discounts on classes, the discounts on readings, like... We really try to pack that in. I know we've been a little wonky on the wallpapers and the newsletter. It's been crazy.
We're getting that straightened out though, and May will be a fresh start for us. It is going to be a large May issue. Because we're putting everything that we had into April into May, except for like the astrology, that stuff that doesn't matter.
Well, unfortunately, doesn't matter now.
Yes.
Like, as in, it has a time expiration. It mattered. It mattered.
Okay.
It does.
Go for it.
Yeah, so we want to thank Beverly Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mary Winfield, Brenda Bryant, Ashley Guest, and our latest supporter, our newest barista, Shannon. If you'd like to support the show, please visit PCSPnetwork.com. You can learn more about us as well as find out how to become a barista yourself and enjoy the wonderful benefits.
Yep. And Mika, I'm glad you're loving the planner. I love them. That's why I sent them on to you when I upgraded to the big one. I would like to hear some feedback on whether you would like a Aeson style planner. Content. You guys are getting daily videos. Baristas are getting early access to my 2 going on 3 YouTube videos a week. I'm planning on the baristas get them at least a day or 2 ahead. Be sure to be checking that out on Patreon. They go out on YouTube to everybody else. It'll be a Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday thing. It depends on what it's the days that I'm not doing them. Also, other things that are going on and things that I'm doing. Tomorrow night, I am on
with Gwen for
Nation Night. I don't know if she's hosting it. Am I hosting it? Where it's at, so it may not be going out to all your circuits. So be looking. If it isn't, be checking my page because I'll be sharing the link to where you can go get that.
Absolutely.
And then also, what else am I doing this week? We have Mountain Bears on Friday night. I am going to be at Witches and Salsa, so I will probably do a vlog of Witches and Salsa, and that'll go up. Energy overviews for baristas will be going out sometime next week. Normally I release those on the 1st. Of course, you're getting your daily psychic guide. Remember, there are 3 versions of the daily psychic guide. The long version is on YouTube. If you want the full everything out, the extended version, go to YouTube. The short versions are on Instagram and Facebook because they don't give me 3 to 5 minutes to sit here and lay out your day. But if you're watching on this YouTube, if you're watching anywhere else, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and pass us along. We're really good being shared as to friends.
Yes, share us around.
Yes.
Pass us around.
So, guys,
420. We might as well take advantage of the puff puff pass logic.
Exactly. So, guys, I hope you're enjoying our content. Please let us know if you want us to take deep dives or do special videos. Because baristas always have, if you have an idea, that's what the break room's for, or an article you want us to take a hot take on, we absolutely want to do that. Also, I want to bring back Coffee Chat. I'm looking for participants in Coffee Chat that is in business, in metaphysics, and just wants to sit down and have a cup of coffee with me. Now, those are not question-based things. Those are just virtual shows with commentary to the side. But that's, when we can really link in and get in with people. I'm going to try to get the guests that we had for tonight that couldn't make it on a Coffee Chat. It's not a scheduled show, so I can't say we're doing this at Tuesday at 2 p.m. every week. I want to get her in and sit down, have a cup of coffee, talk about this deck. There is a review of the deck up. It is an amazing deck. I love the artwork of the deck. It is the Journey to Enlightenment Tarot. And I really am trying to figure out how to use this deck because I have so many new decks I want to play with. And I am so grateful for them. But guys, that's what I'm going to be doing. Each month you're going to get a hot tea. Each month you're going to get and psychic plans where I go through and show you how I do my planner and how I set it up and what's working, what doesn't. Each month you're going to get the energy overviews, and then there's going to be a weird video somewhere. It may be a cooking video, it may be an organizational video, or it just may be a video of me sitting down and going, all right, so this is what's going on, this is how we're doing this is how we want.
There you go.
Yep.
Oh, Oh, Rosemary from Akron passed away, just as a relay message from Mary.
Oh, I am so sorry. We are sharing so many deaths. We normally get those in January, guys. All right, you all have a magical evening. Take care of yourself. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Get your vaccinations. And that's going to be a hot take for Friday, because there's going to be a few things that I'm holding back for Friday's show because they fit that segment better.
Absolutely.
So until then, be careful. Take care of yourselves. Keep me updated. Remember, I am just a message or a click away. If you need a reading, go to aesonknight.com. And if you need computer services, go check out Mystic PC. We have some great things for our small businesses. We love to support our small businesses, our pagan businesses, and our senior businesses.
Yeah, mysticpcwv.com.
All right, y'all. Until then, bye, y'all.
Bye.